The Joe Rogan Experience.
So I get picked up in Atlanta, take me to Atlanta jail. I go and put me in this modular, and I go in this modular, and there's black people, all the different races, right? Well, over there, they don't politic like we do in California, right? So this is my first understanding of how this system works, right? So I go in there, and the only thing that you can't do in that system is you can't eat at the same table with a different race. Besides that, once you're up from the dinner table, I can trade with any race. I could do whatever, talk to them, chop it up, like.
But
whatever.
you have to eat with people of your own race
Only. Yeah.
Wow.
Only. So then.
And they tell you this, so somebody informs you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I got informed when I went in.
So when I moved from Atlanta to California politics much different. You can't trade. You can't trade with blacks. You can't trade with others. You can't trade with. Whoa. So you can only do trade with your race, and then the whites get along with the SA. So what ended up happening is like,
wow.
So you have others, which are any other race besides Mexican, white, or black. And this is a car. It's called a car, right? So everybody has a car, their own race. So you have Woods, you have Skinheads, you have Paisas, you got Mexicans, you got Crips, Bloods, and others.
And the Paisas roll with the Mexicans, the Skinheads roll with the Woods.
Yeah. And if something really pops off, some race shit,
up.
then Mexicans and the whites will click up against the blacks, or the blacks.
It's always all them against us. It always sucked to be black in them times. I'm telling you. But we thump though. We thump. So we always knock them out
so
anyway.
You start trying to figure out this shit, you know, like you get thrown into that fire and you're trying to figure out all these unwritten rules. You know, there's no rule book, a law book come in and say, hey, do this, 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 this.
Yeah.
See, boys and girls, just don't get arrested. Try not to do anything that will get you arrested, so you will only have to eat with your kind and sit with your kind and fight with your kind and deal with your kind. You can only daggone trade with your kind. My gracious, bro, that's just wow. So segregation exists, period, bro. In the jail cells, segregation exists.
Rules, you know, there's no rule book, a law book come in and say, hey, do this, 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 this.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
So a guy could really direct you in the wrong way if he wants to. You know what I mean? Like tell you some side way, and next thing you know, you're in a wreck. This was actually my second experience, not my first experience in there, but my second experience. I go in, they put me into a psych ward, a psych watch, getting extradited from Atlanta to here, and so I go into this area.
Man, this dude looked like such a nice guy too. It's like you can never know who's sitting across from you. That's why it will behoove y'all. They ain't gonna treat people like people, man. Treat people like people. Because sometimes we get a little too loud, a little too irate. We think we know a daggone thing. The next thing you know, we're eye to eye with somebody who has battled in prison systems. Gen pop, bro. I mean, gen pop, not generational. Gen pop. You know what I mean? Everybody, it's like you, man, y'all got a daggone. Just look at this guy. He looked like a real cool cat. I would have never known that he was arrested twice just by looking at him. Nah.
Getting extradited from Atlanta to here. And so I go into this area and I don't know anything, you know, and this black guy in the psych ward is like yelling in this module, you know, like, anybody want to learn how to play chess? Anybody want to learn how to play chess, you know? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to learn how to play chess, right? So I walk over, I sit down with this fool, and he starts showing me how to play chess. But it's a black guy at a black guy table.
Wow.
And I'm a white guy. So now I just sat down at this black guy table, and all the Woods and all the skinheads in there are like now against me.
See, he's trying to break chains, man. He's trying to break yokes. You know, he's trying to going to be one of those change agents in jail, man. That's what I'm talking about, bruh. What's his daggone name? I still don't know his name.
This black guy table, and all the Woods and all the skinheads in there are like now against me. You know?
Oh no.
But I didn't know. Like.
No, you had no idea.
I had no idea.
Oh no.
Right. So now.
No.
Yeah. So now, my cell pops, and I go to walk to the shower, and I walk past the other cell that pops, which is another skinhead in that room, and I go walk past his cell, and it's smack, right. So now we're fighting.
Wow.
You know? So clean this kid up. Now they move me to another module. So now this kid put a kite out, like, oh, we got to get this guy, cause da-da-da-da. So.
And you know what I like about him too? He it's like he's not even trying to go all deep into the details and stuff like that. He said, bow, I got hit. So I cleaned this kid up. That mean, you know what I mean? I just had to completely whoop his ass. Then I got sent to the psych ward. But he's not even doing all that. Like most times people would do all that. Like, man, I whooped his bow, and then I stepped on his neck like 50 times until the guards came. You know what I mean? He ain't doing none of that. He's real relaxed, chill. You can tell he's seen some things, bro.
So now this kid put a kite out, like, oh, we got to get this guy because da-da-da-da-da. So.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So I'm moving this other module. At the time, the institution had a lot of skinheads in there, and the skinheads will politic hard. Like, if they have numbers, then they'll push the politics, you know? And I looked like a skinhead when I went in. I had no hair, you know, like a just bald guy.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that.
They all start treating me like I'm one of them, but I'm not a skinhead. So this guy come over, and he's trying to get me to hide this little shank in my cell. Well, that's weapons manufacturing, carries 2 more years.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
That's how people start getting hit. You start catching cases, more cases. When you're only supposed to do 2, now you're doing 10. It just stacks up, but go ahead.
And then there's intimidation factor, right? So this guy got a big-ass swastika tattooed on his face right here, teardrops, lightning bolts everywhere, you know what I mean? Like, he's lifer, you know?
Right.
So
sheesh.
Big shit goes down. I end up choking this guy unconscious.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Drag him out of my cell because he's trying to get me to hold this shank in my cell. I can't, not doing this, bro. And you come in my cell, it's on.
Right.
Wow.
So now we fighting. Take this guy out, right? Just choke him out, beat him up, drag him out, hit him with some elbows. Now he's leaking. So I drag his ass out into the little.
He just, I just choked him out, beat him up. You know what I mean? They dragged him out, hit him with some elbows. Now he's leaking, bleeding all over the place. It's a whole sea of them. You know, they need to close the levees because it was that much blood. It was about to flood the whole prison after I was done with him. All because he wanted me to hide that shank. And I wasn't about to do it. You're not putting my daggone life in jeopardy. 2 more years, not for you. I'm going to fight you. Let's go. See, now he talking this stuff just a little bit, just a poquito.
Drag him out, hit him with some elbows. Now he's leaking. So drag his ass out into the little modular.
So do they know you can fight before you're in here?
They don't know.
No.
They have to
No.
How long before they figure it out?
Well, it took a minute.
Traveling.
It took a minute because most of the fighting goes on in the cell or in a shower. You know what I mean? So when the fight actually broke out in the open, when I was fighting multiple people, is what happened. And
Hold up, is he one of his MMA friends?
Everybody's watching from their cells. You know, like this is a different time. So this whole incident takes place. I beat this guy up, take him out of my cell. Right now, they take him away. They move this guy out of the modular.
Do they get mad at you?
No, they just come in. You know, they don't really care.
Is he out cold? So does he have a? Do they have to ask him? Do they have to ask him what his story is?
I don't give.
But they don't ask you. They just let you go. It's okay.
No,
like is there a punishment? That's what I'm getting at.
They locked me in my cell. I couldn't get out of my cell for like 2 weeks.
Oh, for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
just
a long
alone
time.
in yourself, constant.
Yeah.
Nothing.
They
nothing
won't
but
pop
yourself.
the door. So what happens
Really?
is for a certain amount of hours of the day, they got to pop the door and let you into a bigger cell, a bigger room. You know what I mean? So I just couldn't get into the day room for like 2 weeks. But the crazy of it all is, like I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to learn this system, right? There's new rules. So what happens is this guy, okay, we talk about the cars and the races, right? So each race has their own car, which means there's a key holder. And the key holder to that car controls the race. So they make decisions for the race. They try and keep other races out of car wrecks. Like now we got a feud with the blacks, or we got a feud with the Mexicans, or whatever.
They call them car wrecks.
Yeah. Well, if we get in a fight with them, the key holder is the guy that can communicate with the other key holders to the races and try and keep peace.
They don't go and delegate it. Wow. Yeah. And so I didn't have it happen where we finna get down with the Mexicans, and then our keys will go and they keys, and we finna jump. We get ready to jump, and they shake hands. All right, it ain't going, and then it go back down.
So, yeah, and you're trying to figure all this out. So what happened was I beat this fool's ass, and now I got the keys.
Oh wow!
But I can't have the keys because I'm a first termer. So first termer's not allowed to have the keys. But nobody wanted to try to take the keys from me. So
because they done already found out that he is whooping people's ass. So he must be one of an old MMA fighter that used to really thump, and then got into some mess. And had to go in. Okay.
First termer's not allowed to have
this
the keys.
This is good right here.
But nobody wanted to try to take the keys from me. So in order for them to take the keys from me, they got to fight me to take the keys away from me.
Oh boy.
So that kind of changed the dynamics of the room, because now I'm able to navigate with these other races and have these conversations with these ignorant people that don't understand how to really communicate and keep things cool. They misunderstand what this guy says or misinterpret what this guy says, and next thing you know, it's hot for everybody, you know?
And it's just misinterpretations.
Yeah, because they're dumb. Most of these guys are dumb, bro.
Hey, check out my guy. Check out my guy, Joe Rogan, man. He said next thing you know, the gentleman he talking to was just saying, and next thing you know, and Joe Rogan was like, it's up. Now, just in case y'all don't know, that's some slang, that hip-hop slang, where they say it's up. If it's up, then it's up. You know what I mean? It's time to go. It's time to get busy. Like, that's what that means. But that's wild that he used that term. I'm kind of, he get extra points from me for that.
Yeah, because they're dumb. Most of these guys are dumb, bro. Like, they're like the conversation. It made me, in some ways, you're sitting there listening to these guys. You're like, these guys really think that they
fight about the dumbest.
Yeah. So
cities fighting over teams, fighting over just a dumb Xbox and PlayStation, and somebody said something wrong, and then that escalated into something that was personal.
Yeah.
That's quick.
So now they take me from there. That incident takes place, right, and we resolve some of that stuff. But now these guys are in different modulars, so now they're putting these kites out to try and get me as I'm going to court. So what happens is they catch a chain with some guys, and then we go into these holding tanks, all these different holding tanks, and you get put in that holding tank with that guy that got a kite that's looking for you, and now it's on. It's cracking. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
So I'm sitting in my cell, I'm getting ready to go to court, and there's two huge-ass guys, and they're in there talking to each other about trying to get me, but they don't know that it's me. So I'm sitting in there, I'm listening to everything that they're trying to do and how they're going to try and set this up, and I'm sitting right in front of them, and they don't even realize it's me.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, honestly, I'm like, these are big.
Hold on.
They're going to take me out. Like,
this is the fighter this is the fighter who was whooping everybody's tail in the ring, but one of his arm muscles was messed up. One of his arm muscles, I heard about this guy. Like, this guy was a freaking beast, right? Is this the right one? I think this is the right one, man. Please let me know because I think this is the right one, because I think this dude was a freaking beast. He was a beast.
There's only so much you can do. You know what I mean?
Numbers.
So I make it through that whole process, and I catch the chain. And when I catch the chain, they take you from county to state. And I catch the chain with the same that I got into it with. I took the keys from.
Oh my goodness.
And this is like, he's been in the system a long time, right? So now we catch the chain. We go over to Donovan, RJ Donovan. It's a 4 yards.
Level 4.
Do you know how that works?
No.
Level 4 being the highest level, most dangerous criminals.
People.
Yeah. The next level is Superdome in San Diego.
So why'd they bring you to a level 4?
Because my charges, the
kidnapping thing.
All that, because those charges were so intense, they put you in with those people, you know? So when I catch the chain, right, I go over there, I catch the chain, and this guy's just like, I'm going to kill you. Like, we're going to get you, you know? And I'm just thinking the whole time, like, this chain comes off, I'm going to rip this guy's ass apart again, you know what I mean? So I go into reception, and we're in a cell block. It's like 360 degrees with a gunner and all this stuff, some desks, and they come check you in. And now our cell's like, we don't get out of our cell now until they intake us, right? So now I'm in there, it's like 3 months. And there's this guy next door. We start talking through the vent to each other a little bit, you know? And we're playing chess through the little vent.
Mm-hmm.
So moving pieces around. Call me out to the thing, talk to the officers, and this guy goes, I don't know this guy, again in the cell next to me.
Right.
And I walk past his cell, and I hear him yell like through the thing. He's like, hey, bro, kick that cord over to me. And I'm like, kick your cord over? Like, yeah, that cord right there, kick that cord over to me when you're coming by. And I'm like, what is this cord for, you know? It was like connected to this fan, right? So when I come back, I kick this cord over, and I wasn't going to do it, but I was like, right? So I kicked this cord over there, and next thing you know, in the night, I get this fish come through, right? Like, it's a like they make a string, right, with the thing on it, and they swing it out into your cell. And you take this kite, and then you can read the information on it or whatever, you know. So kite it around to everybody and get it to who they needed to get it to, right?
Okay.
So this guy shoots this little sheet kite over to me. I open it up, and it's a sack of weed, dude, right? And I'm like, that's why this dude wanted that cord. He took that cord and he started a wick.
Wow.
So he started a fire, and he had a bag of weed. So now he's smoking weed, and the whole cell is like full of weed, bro. And he shoots it. I say, bro, I can't have this. Like, I try to shoot that shit back to him. He's like, nah, you got to keep it. You get coffee with it. You get whatever you need, you know. And I'm like, okay, you know. So my other cellie that was in there, he was like, I'll take it. And I was like, yeah, take this. So I got a bunch of canteen, you know, like coffee and stuff for it. And so this guy like really was like thankful I did it for him, you know. Like
the other guy that's in there smoking out, like he's like, y'all ain't gonna smoke with me, but y'all gonna be high. Trust me. Like he's blowing it everywhere. Like smoke is going everywhere, and they getting that contact high while they telling the story. This is pretty dang on dope, man.
So this guy like really was like thankful I did it for him, you know, like kick this cord. So I never seen his face, like never seen this guy's face, right? Just hear him talking through the thing.
Vince.
And so the guy I caught the chain with puts this hit on me, like they want to try and stab me, right? So it goes around to the other key holders. The guy next to me was a key holder for the Bloods. He's a black guy. Because I kicked that cord over to him, he hit me up through the cell. He's like, hey, he says, is your name Beanie? And I was like, right? I go back over to the event, right? And I said, no.
No.
And he goes, oh, good. And I went, oh, good. What the fuck is this thing, right? And I'm like, hey, I said, what if it was? And he goes, well, is it or not? I go, well, it's not Beanie. I go, it's Baney. And he goes, it's the same. I go, okay, bro. He's like, hey, I'm gonna let you know, they're gonna pop this door and they're coming for you. And I was like, really? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, they're going to come and get you when this door pops. You're going to pop this door,
man.
You're going to go to shower, and they're going to send some guys to come and get you.
Hey, shout out to main man, the Blood, who he kicked the chain to, kicked the rope to. Shout out to him, man. Yeah, for giving him the heads up.
Or you're going to go to shower, and they're going to send some guys to come and get you.
Oof.
My other cellie, he knows already. He didn't tell me. In order for that to go down, they have to tell your cellie so your cellie can stay out of the way.
Oh, wow.
So he knows about it. He's known about it. And now he tells me through the wall, and now I know he knows about it. You know what I mean? And I'm living in this room with this guy. So
wow.
Door pops. My cellie takes off running out of the cell. So I just posted up at the back of the cell, just waiting, you know, and two guys come flying in. One guy flying in, try to stab me, scrapping, rapping all over the place, fall out of the cell.
Woo!
We're up the stairs, push the guy down the stairs. We fall down the stairs. I'm tired as like fighting two guys. I'm tired. I'm lumped up a little bit. And I look over this way, and I'm barely breathing. Look over this way, and all the cops just watching. They're just watching.
Oh, my
wow.
God.
So this other guy come over, he's kicking. I grab the other guy, drag him on top of me, and I'm just choking him, you know, and like trying to use him to deflect this guy from getting at me.
Right.
And then realize this guy's out. He's not even awake. Push him off me, and now it's just me and this guy and everybody in the cells watching, and all the cops watching. So just tear this guy's ass up. We leave, and this guy never got up. The guy was choking. Never got up. Just eyes full of blood, right? So they send me to another cell block. I go in there.
What does he mean by never got up? Does he mean he killed him? Did he kill him? He said the guy right there, he never got up. He never got up. I don't think you heard me. He never got up. This brother is a bad mob. He a bad mofo, man, for real.
They send me to another cell block. I go in there for a couple of days. Guard comes in. We're going to move you to the gymnasium. So you move me to the gymnasium. So now I'm out of the cell block. I'm in a gym with 300 guys. I can walk around. I get yard access, all this stuff, right? And the cop says, I really appreciate what you did for us out there. He's like, that was pretty amazing. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I want to get out of here.
Wow. Wow. That was intense, bruh. I need to go to church and be a law-abiding citizen and not go to jail. That or take some MMA fighting. I don't know. I'll probably do it all. Man, you never know what's going to be dealt in your cards, bro. You never know. So, wow, man. Y'all let me know what y'all want me to know in the comments below. If you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I am Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside of the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing, man. Love y'all.